Yo, what's good, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video talking about a focus list that I made middle of the week. It's Wednesday, so I just wanted to make a beginning of October, middle of the week focus list, like I said, for you guys. So let's get right into it. Before I get into the stocks that I'm looking at, I just want to say that I post a lot of stuff on my X account or my Twitter account. So go follow it if you don't already, because I post a lot of the stuff before I make the videos because it's easier and quicker to do. I post more information on there. So, like I said, go follow if you're interested. So right here, first up is going to be Apple. And just like this says, I'm going to be looking for November 21st calls, 270. And I'm going to be looking for a previous day high break of 256. And I'll be aiming for a new all-time high. So looking at this looks really good. Flag pull run up right here with volume. And it's been consolidating since. EMAs are in place. Decreasing volume on the consolidation and forming higher lows and a flat top. Really textbook setup right here. Only thing I don't like about Apple is that it's only a 1.83% ADR. And I told you guys in that A plus setup video that I like above 2.5% at least. But I do make some exceptions sometimes, and this is going to be one of those exceptions because Apple can really get moving sometimes. As you can see right here, it goes from 240 all the way up to 256. That was a crazy play. So, yeah, really like this. Is number one on my watch list because it's a safe stock. It looks really good. And as we're going into one of the most bullish points of the year, which is going to be November and December. And October is also historically a pretty good month. This looks really good. And yeah, previous day high break of 256 can easily send this too higher. All right, next up we have AMD. So this looks really good, to be honest. Second on my watch list. Been rounding out here, as you can see. EMAs aren't in place yet. Yesterday, the 9 almost got above the 21. But it didn't quite yet, so I'm thinking today market, if we see it break previous day high, the EMA should cross above the 21, which would make all the EMAs be in place. It is above 2.5% ADR, which is great. And yeah, it's breaking out of this trend right here, and you can also draw another line like that. And as it's been consolidating right here, it's decreasing volume. And I also want to mention AMD and NVIDIA kind of move in unison sometimes, and NVIDIA is pushing for new all-time highs, but AMD hasn't even moved at all yet. So I kind of believe that it's lagging. So that's another reason why this looks good. I'd be looking for a previous day high break to enter, and I'd be aiming for like 170, to be honest. 166.85, I'd probably take my first trim, but definitely 170 I'm looking at. And yeah, again, I really like this. I think this can go crazy towards the end of the year. Next up, we have Lunar. I've talked about this before in one of my previous videos. Aerospace stock, this looks really good. I'm going to be looking at 11 call for November 21st. EMAs are in place, kind of. We have the 8 above the 21, but the 21 is below the 50 and the 50 below the 200, but I'm not concerned about that. They'll get in place eventually. ADR is about 5%, decreasing volume on this consolidation, but an increase in volume on the run-up. Textbook right here. We had a channel breakout right here, and this is setting up again to continue higher. And I believe, honestly, this is like can set up easily hit 12. To be honest, from this next pump, if the markets hold up, this could definitely see 12 and maybe even a new high, breaking 1370 if it gains enough momentum. So again, this looks really good. This third on my watch list. Love this one. Next up, we have Joby, Joby. I really like this stock. It sets up a lot. So I have it on my focus list, and I have it as a previous day high break for my entry, and I'd be aiming for at least 1720 up. The only problem with this is going to be that it might need more consolidation. To be honest, I think it might not be exactly breaking out of the trend fully. If it breaks the previous day high, like it might still be stuck in this little box right here. But I might try light size, or I might just not play it at all until it breaks out of the zone. But it looks really good. ADR is above 5%. EMAs are in place, decreasing volume on the consolidation, increasing volume on the run up and aerospace sector. So this has momentum and looks good. Next up, we have Tesla, or TSLL, which is the leveraged version of Tesla, because Tesla contracts are very expensive, and I'd rather just play it a little bit safer with TSLL. So this looks really good, though, setting up again after a huge pump, and EMAs are in place. ADR is above 5%, decreasing volume on this consolidation, but an increase in volume on the run-up. So again, this looks really good. I'm going to be getting 22 call November 21st, and I'd be aiming for at least $22, hopefully like $24 if Tesla gains a lot of momentum. TSLL, I believe, is like it reacts per day, so it's a little different. Like Tesla can easily make a new high, but TSLL probably won't get the 4150 when Tesla makes this new high at 488, but it still looks really good. And I might play Tesla anyways. I might get a cheap contract that's far out, low delta, that could still work. I'm just gonna have to see how it plays out. All right, next up we have Microsoft. Really like this. EMAs are in place. Low volume on the consolidation, high volume on this little run up right here. And I mean, first of all, it's Microsoft, right? This thing can move, even though it's a low ADR%. It can be a very good play, and I honestly think this could be the setup for the next leg up to retest the all-time high of 555. Even though it might take a while, I do think it can happen, which is why I'm thinking about January calls, and they're going to be very expensive, but it's going to be worth it in my opinion. It looks very good. I'm just going to make stop very tight, low of day probably when I enter. But again, break over previous day's high of 518.20 will get me in, and it looks really good. And my first take profit will probably not be until 525 minimum, depending on how much I'm up. But again, I'm really want to see if I can hold this to 555, depending how much value I'm losing while we're getting closer towards the end of the year if I get the January cons. Yeah, it looks really good. Next up, we have PLTR. Absolutely love this. If you were in the Discord that I have in the description, you'll know that me and the guy that runs the AR, we called this out way before this happened. He called it out like down here. I called it out right here, right? We have this huge hammer candle. What do you think is going to happen after it supports the 8-day and the 21-day and forms a hammer candle? It's going to go up, genuinely. That's what happens the next 2 days. Huge run-up. Increasing volume on the run-up, like the flagpole, which is good, and it's been consolidating since with decreasing volume. Perfect pennant right here, like the triangle. ADR is above 2.5%, and supporting the EMA. So this looks really good. It broke out of the trend today, pretty much. So I'm going to be looking for a previous day high break of 182.84. I'm going to be aiming for an all-time high of 190 plus. So again, this looks really good. One of my favorites actually, because I mean this thing can get moving. You guys know PLTR. So yeah, I'll be letting you guys know on my Twitter if I buy in. All right, now next up, this isn't really focus list. I just want to talk about a couple plays that I mentioned in my focus list from the beginning of the week. So if you remember, I talked about CELH, Celsius, Snow, Riot, ZS, and Oscar. So I'm just going to show you updates on those real quick. So right here, CELH, I sold my full position today at the open because it gapped up on news. It was like Morgan Stanley raising its price target from like 60 to 70, I believe. So it pumped overnight, or pre-market, such a good pump, and it blew through my first trim. And because it was news, I just took full profit, even though I was aiming for 60. I was up so much. So, and market is not exactly where I want it to be momentum-wise. So again, took full profit, was super happy with it. And again, I mentioned how this is similar to ASTS. It literally played out just like ASTS, right? I love these wedge pop setups. They look great all the time, and they work out so much. So next up is Snow. Again, I talked about this in the previous focus list video. I really liked it. It was one of my favorite setups, and it still kind of is. I think it might just need a little bit more time before making its big move. I was initially up about 25 to 30% 2 days ago, but ended up getting stopped out today when it hit the 21-day EMA, even though it came back up and supported both the 8-day and the 21-day, but it's still underneath this trend line. So I'm just going to watch it. I might get back in on a break of the previous day's high of 227.50. So again, we'll see how that works out, but still really like this stock. I might wait for volume to come in, but yeah, still good. Next up, we have Oscar. I bought in yesterday, right around $19 exactly, because we supported the 21-day, broke the trend, and supported the 8-day, so I bought in. Stop loss is going to be low of day. As you know, we didn't hit that, so it's still good, and supported the 8-day today. We made new highs. I was up super small, actually, right here, and I'm still holding this. Healthcare stocks to look at. I'm holding this to 2077 at least. Next up, we have Riot. I was up huge yesterday, up small today, but this played out perfectly. Almost hit my first trim yesterday, but unfortunately it didn't. So I'm still in this full size. Stop loss is still going to be low of day right here at 18.12. So again, still looks really good. Bitcoin's picking up. This thing can get moving with Bitcoin. Then we have ZS. I talked about this one as well. I'm super light in this just because it wasn't my highest conviction one, and I was heavier in other things. My trigger yesterday on Tuesday, and this looks really good. And I bought it right here at 290. Or I bought it at like exactly 295 because I noticed it bounced off the 8-day EMA on the daily chart. So it looks really good again. Up decently right now. I'm going to be aiming for 305 to take full profits on it just because I'm light size and I'd rather just take full profits at once. But yeah, guys, this is going to be my focus list right here. As you can see, I didn't talk about the leveraged Microsoft, but if you want a cheaper contract, this one right here, MSFU, November 21st, 56 call is really good. This December call is also going to be cheap, around 250. It's really good. But again, I'm going to be going for a 560 call, January most likely. It's about 1100 per contract. Very expensive, but it'll be worth it in my opinion. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. If you made it to the end, let me know what stocks are on your focus list. And I hope we all have a great October.